right. All ready? All right, we will go ahead and call the City of Desert Hot Springs regular meeting of the Planning Commission, Tuesday, November 12th, meeting, call the meeting to order. Mr. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Aliman,
Present.
Commissioner Stover, Commissioner Wagstaff,
Present.
Vice Chair Nindell,
Present.
Chairman Boss.
Present. Commissioner Wagstaff, you lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. And so I'm assuming we've all read the agenda. If we can get a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay. Got a motion? Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. We've all voted. Who needs to vote? You need to vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. So moving right along to minutes, if we don't have any questions or comments in regards to the September 10th meeting of our minutes, I'll entertain a motion. Going once.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second.
We got that. Are we all good? All right, there we go.
Motion passes unanimously.
Perfect. All right, public comments. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
We have none, sir.
Does anybody from the audience wish to come up for a public comment? If not, that's okay. All right, then we will move on to item number 2. I will be recusing myself, and Vice Chair Nindell will be taking over the meeting on this agenda item.
All right, this is a request for a time extension number 24-2. The applicant is New Green Acres. Travis Clark, can you give us a staff report, please?
Principal Planner Patricia Villagomez will present this case. Thank you.
Thank you. The project is located at 65030 Dillon Road within the Light Industrial Zoning District as shown here. The project was originally approved back in 2017, in September of 2017, which included a conditional use permit for cannabis uses and a tentative tract map. Since then, the site has received 3 extensions for the tract map. Shown here is the original site plan that includes 8 buildings with a total floor plan of approximately 300,000 square feet. The applicant has constructed Building 1 and is currently operational and in good standing with the city. No changes are proposed as part of this extension. On September 25th, 2017, the Planning Commission approved tentative tract map number 37331, and in doing so adopted the mitigated negative declaration for the project. Pursuant to section 15162A of the CEQA regulations, once an M&D has been adopted for a project, no subsequent environmental review needs to be completed unless there are substantial changes. No changes are proposed at this time. Since the posting of the agenda, staff would like to edit the recommendation to a 3-year extension of time with the understanding, if approved, this would be the last extension and is subject to the conditions of approval and findings for APN 665-110-006. That concludes my report. I'm available if you have any questions. Thank you.
All right, do we have any questions of staff from the commission? No? Okay. All right, let's open the public hearing. Is the applicant here? Please come up and tell us who you are and and ask us any questions you have, or tell us about your project. Plans.
My name is Gregory Restum. Hi. Hi, we finally get to meet you. How are you? No, I just have a question. After the 3-year extension, if the tentative track is approved, I guess I'm kind of curious, why wouldn't it be approved again? And if not, what's the next step?
Yeah, that would be the end of the extensions. The next step would be for you to file a final map, which would be approved by City Council.
Oh, okay, so then it would be a final map to
Yeah.
apply for. And the architect would have to send that in, obviously.
It would be your civil engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't have any other questions besides that. That's all I had.
When, at total, complete, final build-out, when would that happen? When would you be completed?
With the 8 buildings?
Yes.
Well, we were planning on starting this phase 2, which is the second building, but Hurricane Hillary came this close to the current building. Barely touched it. But what ended up happening was that the electric pole went down, so we ran out of power for 5 days. With that said, all the plants died in the current building, and we had to start from scratch.
Wow.
And so that financially put us behind significantly, because as you know, from birth of a plant until it's ready for sale doesn't happen overnight. So we've been going through a lot, but we've survived and it's doing well now. So hopefully very soon.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell us? or-
No?
Yeah,
Good.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Then we'll close the public hearing and have planning commission discussion. Any questions? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve a 3-year, Patricia? 3-year extension of time for TE number 24-2 for a tentative track map 37331, subject to the conditions of approval and findings.
All right. We have a
Second.
All right. We have a vote. Second, yeah.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Okay. We will then move on to item number 3, which is Monte Vista Homes, design review and application to develop 14 new single-family homes within Eagle Point. Mr. Community Development Director? Or is it Madam City Planner? Madam City Planner.
Deputy Community
All
Development
right.
Director.
Thank you. The project before you tonight is for the development of 14 new single-family homes within the Eagle Point residential development. The project is located on the northwest corner of Pierson Boulevard and Golden Eagle Way within the residential low zoning district. Here are some of the existing homes within the residential development that feature different architectural layouts and color schemes. The applicant is proposing 3 different floor plans. Plan 1 is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a little over 1,800 square feet. Plan 2 is a 4-bedroom and 2.5-bath with a little over 2,000 square feet. And Plan 3 is also a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath with almost 2,400 square feet. All models include an enclosed 2-car garage. The proposed design has a desert contemporary Mediterranean design utilizing stucco exterior finishes with an accent trim, clay roof tiles, and a hip and gable roofing. The general color scheme will range from off-white to medium earth tones. The contrasting dark accents and pops of color complement the desert environment and blend in with surrounding and existing homes. The front entries are covered with recess for protection from elements and are reversed and staggered to vary the architectural along the street frontages. The proposed landscape, which will include the typical drought-tolerant landscape for all front yards. The landscape plan will include orchard trees, palos verdes, and fruitless olive trees. The proposed shrubs include lantanas, birds of paradise, golden barrel cactus, to name a few. Ground cover include a variety of cobble crushed rock gold and a few desert marble boulders to add dimension. On September 3rd, 2002, the City Council approved the original project and in doing so adopted the M&D for the project. Pursuant to CEQA, once an M&D has been adopted for a project, no subsequent environmental review needs to be completed unless there are substantial changes to a project that warrant additional review. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve design review number 24-3 to develop 14 new single-family homes within the Eagle Point Residential Subdivision Tract Map number 30540-1, subject to the conditions of approval and findings. Staff would like to note that since the posting of the agenda, a comment letter was received from Riverside County Flood Control, which was provided to all commissioners, and a hard copy are also available. That concludes my report. I'm available if you have any questions, and the applicant is also here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of staff from the commission? Comments, questions?
Yeah, can we, I don't really understand this letter, to be 100% honest.
Okay,
So if someone
Maybe.
could put that into,
So Riverside County Flood Control is asking that the applicant obtain an encroachment permit prior to construction, because of the flood control is right behind the development.
And that's standard language in all of their comment letters.
okay, so. Okay. All right, perfect. Any others? No? Okay. And we will go ahead and open the public hearing. Take testimony from the applicant. Is the applicant here? Okay.
Hello, my name is Brian King with Monte Vista Homes. Glad to be here in Desert Hot Springs. I'm available to answer any questions that you have.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any testimony?
We have no other.
None? Okay. We don't need that. Then we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Planning Commission discussion and/or motion for approval. All good? Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation for approval of design review number 24-3 to develop 14 new single-family homes within the Eagle Point Residential Subdivision Tract Map number 30540-1. Recommendation for approval.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Got a motion, a second. No further discussion, then we shall vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Thank you for being a part of Desert Hot Springs, sir. Appreciate you guys. Okay. Item number 4, an application for Pierson Commercial Specific Plan to develop a convenience store with a fueling station, drive-through car wash, and quick service restaurant. Madam City Planner?
Thank you. The Pierson Commercial Specific Plan consists of approximately 3.99 acres of land located on the northwest corner of Pierson Boulevard and Indian Canyon Drive within the mixed-use neighborhood zoning district as shown here. The Pierson Commercial Specific Plan proposes to construct and operate a 9-island fueling station, a 7,460 square foot convenience store with a drive-through for prepackaged food pickup, a 1,790 square foot drive-through car wash, and a 2,000 square foot quick service restaurant. The application also includes a request for a Type 20 ABC license, which is issued to retail stores and authorizes the sale of beer and wine for consumption off the premises where sold. Minors are allowed on the premises. The project site is bounded by Indian Canyon Drive to the east and Pierson Boulevard to the south. The project will provide 2 access points off Indian Canyon Drive and 1 access point on Pierson Boulevard. Primary project ingress and egress will occur on the midpoint entrance off Indian Canyon Drive. The project will be developed through a phased approach. The first phase will consist of the Beyond Food Mart, drive-through, convenience store, and car wash, as well as a fueling station. Phase 2, which is the northern portion of the site, is for the quick service restaurant. The specific plan envisions a contemporary commercial development with a retro-inspired design. The project proposes a contemporary palette of mixed materials and colors. Building facades creatively combine materials such as metal cladding and painted stucco to complement the massing and architectural style used. The design guidelines will establish and ensure that all development within the specific plan is complementary to the proposed project and the surrounding community. As shown here, the car wash elevations will be architecturally compatible with the development. The QSR elevations, as shown here, is part of Phase 2 and are conceptual. The applicant at this time does not have a tenant. Once a tenant is secured, the applicant will need to submit to city staff to ensure that the resulting project is high quality and functionally cohesive. The Pierson Commercial Specific Plan envisions landscaping that is sensitive to its desert setting using water-efficient vegetation to soften and complement the appearance of the development. Landscaping will be designed to visually enhance the development and must adhere to the requirements of the city's landscaping requirements and Mission Springs Water District standards. Shown here are some of the proposed trees and shrubs. Shown here is a perspective view for reference. A draft mitigated negative declaration was prepared in accordance with the requirements of CEQA and the CEQA guidelines to determine whether there are potentially significant impacts associated with the development of the proposed project. And with that, this is a recommendation that the Planning Commission approve a resolution of the Planning Commission recommending that the City Council of the City of Desert Hot Springs do the following. Adopt the mitigated negative declaration, ENV 23-3 and monitoring plan. Approve Pierson Commercial Specific Plan number 22-4. Approve Development Permit number 22-8. And approve an ordinance adding Chapter 17.260, an application for the Pierson Commercial Specific Plan to develop a convenience store with a fueling station, drive-through car wash, and a quick service restaurant located on a 3.99 acre parcel, APN 664-080-017, subject to the conditions of approval and findings. That concludes my report. I'm available if you have any questions. Thank you.
On Pierson, is that just an entry only? I'm just noticing with the car.
No, it's entrance and exit.
Okay. Then we got that one, that one. Okay.
That's intended to be a signal light eventually.
Yeah, eventually it will be a signal, and as I mentioned, the city is in the process of designing Pierson Boulevard now, engineering it to eventually be a 4-lane divided highway with left turn lanes. So that work is in progress, and the engineering for this station would be blended in with those engineering designs.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm just curious, Travis, will both happen at the same time, do you think?
Timing on funding, well, it kind of depends. On funding for Pierson, it is in the capital improvement. I can't tell you exactly when, but it would certainly be engineered so they would match up if they weren't occurring at the same time. But the applicant would be required to build the half section on both Indian Canyon and Pierson Boulevard. The frontage improvements.
And that top driveway way up at the top, that's entry and exit only, or exit only? Are they both? Okay. All right, good. Okay. Any more questions? Anybody? Nope. All right, then we will go ahead and open the public hearing. Is the applicant here? All right. Step on up. Be ready. Come on up to the podium, introduce yourself and and who your team is, and you're welcome to talk a little bit about your project and tell us a little bit about it, or
Good evening. My name is Tom, the architect for the project. We're okay with all the conditional approval. Thank you.
okay. Mr. City Clerk, do we have any
We have no other comments, sir.
other comments? Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then I will go ahead and close the public hearing. Planning Commission discussion and/or motion for approval.
I like it, and everybody I've spoken to is excited for it. I think it's needed in that region. So
Long overdue.
this is a long one, so I'll make this motion, I guess. Unless,
Anybody else? Okay,
okay, make a motion to adopt a resolution of the Planning Commission recommending that the City Council of the City of Desert Hot Springs, California, 1, adopt the mitigated negative declaration ENV 23-3 and monitoring plan. 2, approve Pierson Commercial Specific Plan number SP 22-4. 3, approve development permit number 22-8. And 4, adopt an ordinance adding chapter 17.260, an application for the Pierson Commercial Specific Plan to develop a convenience store with a fueling station, drive-through car wash, and a quick service restaurant.
okay. Good
I'll
motion.
second that.
All right. Motion in a second.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Thank you and welcome to Desert Hot Springs. It's definitely, I know the folks at Skyborn and Mission Lakes and people that exit from to and from Pierson are definitely anxious to see this, so.
People traveling the Yucca Valley.
Oh, yeah, I heard about it today. Can't wait to stop there for gas instead of going down to Indian on my way out of town. So they're very excited about your project. So, as we are, of course. Thank you. Next up is public comments. Do we have any public comments?
We have none, sir.
Okay. Chair and Planning Commission member reports. Anything? Going once, going twice? No? All right. All right, thank you. Mr. Community Development Director, do you have anything?
Yes, I do. I have a couple of things. Firstly, I want to formally introduce to you and to the community Ava Laura, who joins us as our new assistant planner. Ava worked with the city of Coachella in their planning department for 3 years. She graduated from UC San Diego with a background in political science, international relations, and Spanish literature. Upon graduation, she worked as a drafter for a civil engineering firm in Palm Desert for over 6 years. She holds very fond memories of the city of Desert Hot Springs as she frequently visits her favorite uncle here and visits the hot springs with her moms. On the weekends, Ava is a lecturer at a church and writes poetry. She's very excited to be part of the city of Desert Hot Springs and is hopeful to contribute to the growth and wellness of the city and the residents. So just wanted to welcome Ava to the team.
Cool. Welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
And secondly, at the last meeting, I gave you updates on the residential development in the city, and tonight I would like to give you some updates on the industrial developments that are occurring within the city. Firstly, the pods moving and storage building is nearing completion. The building is almost finished, still needs some final inspections and completion of the street improvements, the frontage improvements. That building is 40,000 square feet. Secondly, as you probably have noticed, the walls are going up at the Amazon Distribution Center. Most of the foundation work is complete, and the tilt-up walls are being poured, cured, and raised when it's not too windy. Obviously, they can't raise them when it's a lot of wind. One interesting thing that I found fascinating and just wanted to share with you is the use of technology in constructing the building. For instance, when grading, the team would run a little gator with a GPS unit ahead of the dozers, and that would help determine the correct elevation for the pads. So back in the old days, you'd have to take survey crews out there and shoot every now and then, and now it's all pretty automated with the GPS technology. The other piece of technology that I saw, which was pretty interesting, is they had a robot that was no bigger than a Roomba, and that marked the locations of all the interior walls, piers, and other structural components onto the slab, again using GPS technology. In the old days, we would have to snap a chalk line every time we wanted to show it. So it was pretty fascinating to see, remarkable how fast it's going up, and that building will be 650,000 square feet. And then what's currently in plan review is the Desert Gateway project. They're finalizing their building plan review. I think engineering is complete, and this project would be located just west of the Amazon facilities. So hopefully they'll be breaking ground soon. In addition to the buildings, infrastructure is going in, including water and sewer throughout the area, and the streets are getting built out to their ultimate and a general plan. That includes 20th Avenue, 19th Avenue, and a new street, Calle de los Romos, starting from 20th to and going up to 19th. So the infrastructure is coming in addition to the buildings. To serve the additional employees in the area, we're currently working with developers for additional restaurants, hotels, and service stations in the Indian Canyon and 20th Avenue, and hopefully we'll have some submittals here soon to show that. And that's my report.
All right, thank you. With that being said, meeting is adjourned.